Well, a lot of the world was surprised about the result of the Spain-France game. I, for one, am not surprised. Yes, granted, I predicted France to win 2-1 against Spain, but that was going against my better judgment in terms of what I can see by my eye, how I see Spain play the game. I've reiterated time and time again, Spain play and win the way they want to win. It is a philosophy and a style of play that has been intrinsic within Spanish football for years and decades. It's nothing new. It really is nothing new. And you had a few individuals on Twitter and TikTok, etc., talking about how exactly Spain will win the game and what exactly is the formula to beating France. They had it everything. They have it. They had everything, right? They had the formula. They had the recipe, and credit to those people who called it. So on my YouTube channel, I predicted 2-1. Again, that was my head speaking, but my heart said a Spain win, a 2-1 win or a 1-0 win, a one goal difference. I was not expecting a 2-0 win. And they, by the way, they've only conceded one goal. They've only conceded one goal in the entirety of the tournament, which is a ridiculous feat, an absolutely ridiculous feat. I follow the Athletic, right? So the Athletic is a sports news coverage on basically everything to do within football and other sports, but I primarily use it for football. And they are meticulous, they are prepared, they are thorough with everything that they speak about and everything that they research and dig into, whether the topic's a preview of the England-Argentina game or the Spain-France game from yesterday. And each of their experts predicted a France win, with the exception of one who was doing it sort of out of courtesy. If you read the article of their preview, it was out of courtesy that he himself said, oh, somebody has to support Spain. When you read and dug into the article itself, the premise of it, or the summary of the article itself, it said France don't adhere to the rules. Mbappe's deadly ability to finish, Elise's outstanding electric form this season, and his ability to pick apart and find any player between the lines with quick decision making and even deadly passes from Dembele. You saw that one-time switch he did from the right wing into Mbappe, which almost resulted in a goal. And there were signs there in the game. There were signs there where France were on the counter, they're on the break, they're going at Spain's defense, and they're this close. They're this close to scoring. They're not that far off. They weren't that far off at all. And in some regard, the game was hung in the balance, but it was in the balance of the hands of Spain. The game was in the hands of Spain. They, again, dictated play, controlled possession, passed the opposition to death. I keep repeating myself, but it's sort of a reflection of Spanish football itself. Spanish football is repetitive. Spanish football is, for the casual fan, boring. For the casual fan, the questions will be asked, why are they not going at it? Why are they not taking shots from 30 yards out? It's not how they play. It really isn't. Their ball game is the safe pass, the pass with the highest chance of resulting in a goal, and that's fair play to them. It's a style of play that many teams themselves have replicated. We've seen Bayern Munich under Guardiola employ such a style of football, and it was some of the most beautiful football we've ever seen from Bayern Munich. As for the game itself, right, it played out exactly how you would have thought of if you were to put your chips on Spain, right? The retention of the ball, suffocating France, making them chase shadows, round and round. And the thing is, France, in terms of running, this is the first opposition they've faced where they've had to do a lot of running. So their athleticism hasn't been tested to the absolute max. And you could see the likes of Digne looking uncomfortable from the very get-go, because now he's thinking to himself, not only do I have to track and watch him out, I'm not going to get the opportunity to advance up the pitch. So my responsibility to overlap is now absolutely null and void. You had Barcola, who had bright moments. I personally think Barcola played the game better. It wasn't a great game, but he played the game better than what Doué offered. I feel like Doué's decision making when he came onto the pitch was not the best. Any choices he made, um, any choices he made to shoot, to pass, it looked like a confused. It still looked like a young player. We've seen Doué have moments where he looks like a mature player, and we've seen Doué have moments where we remember, okay, no, he's 19, 20 years old, which is fair enough. We're not going to expect um, elite level decision making from such a young player. As for Barcola, yeah, like I said, he offered way more than Doué. I'm a bit disappointed he got subbed off. The two-man midfield was overwhelmed. For you to go into a game against a Spanish trio, no matter what the trio is, whether it's Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, or Fabian, Rodri, and Olmo. I'm not comparing the two trios, but what I am saying is the philosophy is there. It's ingrained in each of those midfielders. Pass and move, pass and move. You have Rodri, who is a Busquets-like player, dictating the tempo, drawing the fouls, staying on the edge of the box, sitting in front of the centre-backs, progressing passes into the other two midfielders, where you have Dani Olmo, who's like Iniesta doing the ball carrying, and you have Fabian, who connects the two, right? He is like the line breaker slash the connector from midfield to attack, or midfield in terms of Rodri to Olmo. There's so many, the similarities there. Quality, that's up for debate and discussion, but you can see the archetype is there. Yamal didn't have his best game. I don't think he is at 100%. There's something bothering him. I feel like there is an injury there or something along those lines, that he's not playing at his full capacity. Oyozabal had very little to do. He took his penalty brilliantly, by the way. That was a penalty. In fact, that penalty was similar to the Harry Kane one against Mexico, where Yamal comes in, Digne has no idea where he is, and he's obviously kicked the back of his leg. Same with Harry Kane against Mexico. But it's a penalty. Either way, it's a clear-cut penalty. Those aren't my favourite kind of penalties, but it is what it is. Rules of the game. Yeah, so Oyozabal didn't really have much to do. He took his penalty brilliantly, took it cleanly. The goalkeeper, Mike Maignan, Magic Mike, by the way. I don't know what the commentator was thinking, calling him Magic Mike. But he took the penalty brilliantly. Mike Maignan went the right way, and he still couldn't get to it because it's hit the side netting. It's such a good penalty that even with the goalkeeper going the right way, he can't save it. And yeah, at that point, it's 1-0. And me and my friends are looking at each other. We're kind of like, okay, this is exactly how Spain would want it. To be 1-0 up, and it's kind of like, okay, now it's your turn to get the ball off us, and let's see what you got. France looks disjointed. Like I said, the two-man midfield, Koundé doesn't offer much going forward as a fullback. Digne couldn't offer much going forward because he knows that Yamal is the threat from Spain if they are to punish them. That Yamal-Pedro Porro combination as well is still bearing fruits. It's still blossoming and developing. And you know what is an absolute madness? I don't think it's crazy for a shout for Pedro Porro to go to Barcelona. I don't think it's a crazy shout. He's a Spanish player. He seems to have a good relationship there. And if you want an attacking threat, which we'll discuss his goal that he took, he's more of an attacking threat than Koundé, or by far and away. And yeah, man, the front four. There were bright moments from the front four, bright moments from Dembele, bright moments from Mbappe. A moment where Mbappe took the ball on the edge of the box and had like Kabasi and Laporte on him and somehow comes out with the ball. I think he should have taken the shot, but he just delays it, and then, passes it off to the right, and it doesn't result in anything. I think he should have taken the shot. But I know, as we all know as football fans, one man alone cannot win you the game unless you are Lionel Messi or Champions League Cristiano Ronaldo. Those are the only two men that can win you a game single-handedly. And yeah, the front four just, Elisa was marked out the game. What's hilarious is that he's had success and has managed to it's come to fruition that he plays in the 10, right? And from a creative standpoint, he's done really well there over the tournament. He's got the most assists in the tournament. But then he was marked out the game and switched out to the far right. And again, didn't offer anything, couldn't offer anything. So Ryan Cherky comes on in his place. And again, Ryan Cherky can't do anything. It's the press of Spain. I have spoken about it in my 60-second tack map, all right? Spain's counter press, the 4-4-2 counter press, the ability to chase down the French opposition and make them feel the pressure to get the ball out quickly. That, with the pure belief that individuals can win the game, plus them being disjointed, plus the pressure of the press from Spain, those three meant that France had no ideas. And it was something that, you know, Deschamps is a brilliant manager and has had mad success with France, both as a manager and as a player, right? But it shows that it might be the right time to leave, and it is the right time to leave. Hence why Zidane's going to be coming in as the new French manager. But yeah, as the game progresses, we see that press work at some point. It'll work later down the line in the game. We have Pedro Porro, who takes his finish brilliantly. Again, that's the reason why I think it wouldn't be a mad shout for him to join Barcelona. It wouldn't be a mad shout to see him partner with Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. He took his goal brilliantly as if he was a forward. And I've mentioned before, we have forgotten how good Pedro Porro can be going forward, especially as a result of Tottenham's terrible season. But if this World Cup has shown us anything, the gems, the unknown gems from different nations, you know, bringing up fierce rivalries that we have forgotten beforehand, and now we're remembering how good specific individual players are. But yeah, Spain played their part. They did everything that they should have done, and everybody played the role that they should have done in that team. I think what would be scary is if Nico Williams can manage to just find form again, and even though it's not an absolute necessity for a Spanish team, if there was a firing nine, I dread to think what the team would look like, because from a defensive standpoint, Kabasi is a brilliant young centre-back. Laporte still is a fantastic centre-back despite being in Saudi for 2 years. He's a treble winner. Cucurella is quality. I am sad to see him go. It's not the end of the world, but I'm still sad to see him go. And then Pedro Porro is amazing going up front. The midfield trio is a madness. Lamine Yamal's the best teenager in the world. That just leaves the left wing and striker for question or up for debate. But it's gotten them to where they are. They are in the final. Spain are in the final of the World Cup. They have the chance to go and replicate what that infamous 2010 team did by winning the Euros, then winning the World Cup, and who knows, perhaps going on to win the next Euros. I'm an England fan, as you well know, so you're going to know who I'm cheering and rooting for. But let's see how that turns out. But congratulations to Spain. Congratulations to De La Fuente. He's doing a brilliant job, and let's see how this turns out.